The artists of this particular piece first contacted me some days ago with a few spare game keys and an interesting hook. Their PC-only game, a game steeped in weird communal history, was being released on console. Holdfast, Nations at War, on console, before GTA 6, it was certainly a premise. I'd avoided this particular piece for some time. I'd witnessed shadows of its glory through the murmurings of fellow YouTube perusers, but never felt its voluptuous grooves beneath my own fingertips. It was high time to give this game, nay, experience, the proper exploration it deserves. My name is Slorgs, and I will be your tour guide for today in this episode of The Game Within the Frame. Holdfast Nations at War is a first-person and third-person interactive exploration of some of the most horrific wars of human history, covering both the turbulent Napoleonic era and the horrifying trench combat of World War I. In this game, you get to fight on land and at sea, using a range of period-accurate weapons and outfits. And with 150 player servers, you're certainly given the opportunity to feel the true horrors of large-scale warfare. Developers Anvil Game Studios first exhibited this piece publicly in 2017 as an early access title. It was initially focused on the Napoleonic era, so that seems as good a place as any to dive in. The Napoleonic Wars stretched from 1803 to 1813 and encompassed a series of global conflicts between the French and its allies, which included Prussia, Austria, and the Ottoman Empire, against the coalition forces of Great Britain, Sweden, and Bavaria, to name a few. Despite the vast extent of this multi-year conflict with some 6 million dead, it has actually largely failed to enter the repertoire of modern gaming combat. And while notable adjacent Napoleonic War games included Napoleon Total War, Wars of Napoleon, and Scourge of War Waterloo, many of these works were put to digital easel some 10 plus years ago. Modern game developers have often favoured the, some may argue, more lucrative gaming pursuits of depictions of World War II, Vietnam, and of course, the war in Iraq. Literature on the subject will often cite advancements in combat technology, the dynamism of modern combat, and the opportunity to be the hero as notable advantages to curating an interactive piece on more modern conflicts. The Napoleonic Wars, by contrast, were waged largely in infantry lines, using rudimentary muzzle-loading smoothbore muskets on battlefields that often resembled large open fields with nothing in them. The air quotes fun of these types of war games is often found not in the exploits of the individual soldier, but in the strategic success of the battle's commander. As such, many Napoleonic war games exist as top-down strategy experiences, exploiting the strategic mastery of real-life campaigns for the era. It is with this knowledge in mind that I bring us back to the piece in question. We've joined one of several full servers, this one depicting a battle for Fort Christina with the Italians versus the British. Naturally, after picking the correct side, you spawn on a snowy tundra and are immediately met with a confusing and overwhelming gameplay HUD that, nay a single corner of the screen, is safe from. And while I did subsequently find a way to reduce the size of this HUD, removing it entirely seemed a task too great for my feeble mind. In front of you are an aimless rabble of vaguely British-looking men, complete with enemy Italian soldiers in your own spawn.
Dude, get behind you at spawn, at spawn, at spawn, at spawn, at spawn, right behind you!
It would appear that the line-on-line combat you may have come to expect from my opening contextual musings are not entirely present here. It will immediately become apparent to you that in the world of Holdfast Nations at War, you play a worthless grunt. How? With an acute awareness of your own fragile mortality.
We need to get him out of spawn.
Oh my god, I watched that fly into my face. Death on the battlefield will be swift and plentiful. Wait for the clean shot. Never mind. Where a single shot is all it takes to end a man's life. Story of my life. And that's pretty good news, because a single shot is nearly all you'll ever have, as period-accurate weaponry like the Charleville, whatever that number is, take a painfully long time to reload. But that's okay, because when you're not reloading, you'll have plenty of time to engage in brutal hand-to-hand combat. That guy just stabbed two of us! With a range of sharp objects, or even a couple of legally registered weapons. There's a complexity to melee combat in this game that I didn't quite expect. The gunplay consists of vaguely aiming in the enemy's direction and pulling the trigger. I killed King Arthur! Jesus, I'm the best of the best. But the melee combat employs the use of this mysterious square, allowing you to use charged attacks, as well as pick which direction you'll be throwing your attack from. There's even matching blocking mechanics, which some lower primates may confuse for rudimentary dance moves. I'm doing some kind of war dance. I'll be honest with you, I never quite figured out how this melee combat worked. Hitboxes seemed questionable. Battles often included a lot of bunny hopping, just bunny hop, and spinning around in circles. I killed him somehow. I'm just swinging. But it was certainly clear that some people had it figured out. And the people that did were a lot better than me. So there must be some kind of skill involved. But don't confuse this with a shot at heroism. While this game is not exclusively played like the adjacent historically accurate line-on-line combat simulator War of Rights, do not mistake this lack of organisation for the promotion of the solo run and gunner. While the game does sometimes give you a taste of solo glory, charging the enemy alone, no matter your experience, will never end with you walking out alive. You missed! I died. It is instead a brutal war of attrition that this game favours. You are not a purpose-built, accurate tool designed to clinically dispatch of the enemy forces. You are a blunt object tasked with chipping away at the enemy's reinforcements, one disorganised musket shot and blind charge at a time. Oh, I stabbed him. Oh, there were 6 more right next to me. Included in your arsenal of tools for which to bluntly dispatch of the enemy are a series of somewhat random classes with varying weapons and capabilities. You could spend your days as the basic line infantryman, but other career paths include the musician. There he is, a fiddler. P. Diddy the fiddler. Oh. The flag bearer, or my personal favourite, the carpenter. I'm not sure how many carpenters participated in the Napoleonic Wars, but whatever the number was, they should have at least doubled it. I spent my life chopping down trees. It's second nature to turn my axe to man. I shall slice the roots from beneath you. Nothing shall be left. Armed with some kind of blunderbuss and an F-off massive axe, no artistic expense has been spared in the creation of the coolest and most badass warrior to ever grace the battlefield. If you ever wanted to channel your inner shining, now would be your time.
Here's Johnny!
Come here! Come here! Take the horse! Oh! Notable classes also include the cat. Just kidding, I wish. This is the closest I'm getting to pussy. I mean the zapper. With this class, you can build a whole bunch of stuff using an intricate resources system that I never fully figured out. Behold, as with the mighty hammer, I build a table. And for my next trick, I flip over that table, f*** your table. You can also build actual useful things, like an entire swivel cannon, which you can then load from this seemingly unlimited Mary Poppins if she was a Napoleonic War soldier ammo box. After building your new cat friend into a munitions cart, you could even carry your swivel gun to the front line and then awkwardly set it up within spitting distance of the enemy and proceed to miss every shot because you have no idea how this thing works and are entirely unqualified for war. Oh. And seeing as you're such a pro with the cannon, might as well upgrade to a full-on cannoneer. That gives you the power to fire even bigger cannons. Behold, as I use this state-of-the-art mortar system to successfully miss every single shot. Watch that bottom left. Here it goes. Missed. At least with the big cannons, you get a chance to see what you're missing. I missed. But of course, as we all know, you're not here for the combat. This is riveting, to be fair. As behind the thin veil of an authentic Napoleonic War game is an open mic Discord server with 150 people in it. This game, as per its own store page, places community at the forefront. And the community at this forefront, well, I think I'll let them speak for themselves.
Let's get over there!
Alright, we gotta go, guys.
No!
Have you got any schmack?
Schmack. Oh, you've come to the wrong guy. This guy might have schmack. This guy looks a bit schmacky.
Have you got some schmack, mate? I'm from Glasgow.
Oh no, I've been rickrolled right now.
Hello, cat.
Meow.
Who just meowed?
The cat, I think.
That was low-key hot, though, Swords.
I feel like we're being pushed back here.
Dog! Get back! Watch out, dog! No, dog! No!
Come on, men, rush the bridge! Rush the bridge, men! Rush the bridge! They may take our land, and they may take our men, but they shall not take our custard creams!
It's safe to say that this particular work of art features an eclectic mix of family-friendly individuals that will work tirelessly to create an authentic Napoleonic battlefield that makes you feel like you're really there. And thanks to the developers' painstaking inclusion of cross-team local VoIP, you will find no shortage of montage-worthy community clips ripe for any Soviet Womble edit. Whether you're fiddling with the best of them, wow, he's fiddling on the move, a professional fiddler, or enjoying the jovial mic spam of the living embodiment of the Headless Horseman. He's the hero we all need. You'll find the horrors of the Napoleonic War beautifully juxtaposed with the comedic nonsense of a bunch of die-hard role players. Making his final stat, he's dead. But of course, the Napoleonic Wars didn't just take place on land. The French, British, and Spanish at the time were some of the finest seafaring nations on Earth, and all boasted vast, well-trained, and advanced navies. As such, naval warfare became a key component of these tumultuous times. In the game, boats are your spawn point, and are separated into ship class with everything from full-on frigates to schooners, gunboats, and even rowboats. Well, this is rather romantic. Spawning on any boat, you become part of the crew.
Part of the crew. Part of the ship. Part of the crew. Part of the ship. Part of the crew. Part of the ship.
And are expected to perform your crew role to a level your glorious king would expect. What? Where am I? I've come up here by accident. Okay. In this game, you have all the cannon round types you know and love from Pirates of the Caribbean. Those are the cannonball, grape shot, and of course, chain shot.
My vessel has sunk, sir.
Allied vessel has sunk. After engaging in long-distance boat-on-boat combat, it seems only logical. Oh my god! That you'd lower the rowboats and begin boarding.
That's got to be the best pirate I've ever seen. So it would seem.
I died. And then the round was over. I don't really know what happened, but we lost. So that was boat-on-boat combat. But now it's time to bring everything we've learnt together in boat-on-land combat. In this mode, naval participants must attack the heavily fortified coastal defences of a land-faring enemy, and they only have what seems to be an unlimited supply of boats to do it. So yes, the stakes have never been lower. On this rocket boat, you load fireworks into the chamber and fire them miles over the enemy to begin celebrations. Perfect shot. You then realise it's more effective to fire them at the enemy, so you do that instead. This game actually has destruction, and part of this mode is about obliterating the enemy's defences. Not that you'll do much of that, because most people will just drive the boat full speed directly into the rocks. But that doesn't really matter, because most of the enemy will leave the comfort of their fortified position and swim directly out to you to engage in awkward hand-to-hand boat combat. This guy just climbed onto our boat and killed all of us. They got executed. Playing as a nautical gnome, I was consistently taken aback by my inability to hit anything. The slow and embarrassing reload. It's a gnome war. As an oarsman, I was perplexed at humanity's lack of understanding for basic physics. Guys, if you row, we go faster. Well, I look determined. Look at me. Yeah, I see you. Breaking the fourth wall there. We're finally here. Just in time to be executed. Yep, there we go. And as a rifleman, I was delusional. Jesus. He doesn't see me. He saw me. The naval experience bears striking similarity to the land experience. Coordination is limited, local voice chat is jovial, and tactics involve ramming your head against the enemy enough times that they just give up. I think it's safe to say that this particular piece borrows only loosely from the Napoleonic Wars, and while there are excessive opportunities for roleplay, most of the roles you'll be playing are a mic-spamming, soon-to-be dead guy. It's a juxtaposition between the abject horrors of Napoleonic warfare and the tomfoolery of the players who take part in it that creates the comedy gold many a Holdfast enjoyer knows and loves.
For the custard creams! For the custard creams!
But with such juxtaposition, it seems only logical to wonder how these developers would possibly handle World War I. World War I was such a horrifying war, it has long been referred to as the Great War. In this conflict from 1914 to 1918, the Central Powers, including primarily Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Turkey, headed up against the Allies, primarily Great Britain, France, and Russia. This conflict is most well known for its brutal trench warfare, the act of holding dugout lines across vast war-torn battlefields for, in some cases, full-on years. Combat would often require the blind and fruitless charging of bayonet-wielding men across a near impassable no man's land directly towards an entrenched enemy machine gun line on the other side. It's no wonder this 4-year war amassed some 17 million deaths. Holdfast Nations at War added a World War I component to their game in 2022, heralding it as their biggest DLC yet and entirely for free. The front lines of Holdfast World War I are a decidedly more somber and realistic experience. You'll find many of the things you know and love from the Napoleonic Wars. Your body remains a fragile shell with death around every corner. Combat is still a bit jank, local voice chat remains in full effect.
It's all right, gentlemen, we got this. We have the balls of the West, so tell you that right now.
Snape, is that you? But in the game mode Frontlines, unique to the World War I experience, the objective, unlike in the vanilla game, is beautifully simple. The attackers must push forwards, the defenders must hold the line. It's this simplicity that seems to bring players more naturally into coordinated moments. You'll be shocked to see smoke walls. Oh my god, the backflip! Coordinated charges across no man's land.
Come on, let's go right! Everybody, all together! They don't have bullets for all of them!
Here we go. The game's begun. Kill assist. I don't have bullets for all of us, he says. Ooh. And consensual man-on-man fornication in the bombed-out remains of your grandma's childhood home.
This isn't the...
Oh, we're in love. The World War I gimp mask and pump-action trench gun, blew him away, are fine additions to the game and finally allow you to live out your master's fantasy of pumping other men in wet and sloppy mud. A bolt-action rifle that doesn't take 25 years to reload also allows you to have, dare I say it, fun. The screams of your fellow comrades as a stray grenade turns them to a pink mist. Oh no! Can only be topped by your own hopeless cries for a medic on the front line. I need a medic! I need a corpsman! This mode is also incredibly progressive, bravely including the often overlooked World War I Hobbit, and of course, a 1900s resident freak. Has anyone ever told you your shoulders are too big for your head?
That's bloody rude, soldier.
It's a PTSD-riddled experience that certainly echoes the artistic expression of the vanilla game, but encompasses a gameplay journey that's completely its own. This is crazy. For all its weird strengths and viral YouTube appeal, Holdfast Nations at War has always been a bit strapped for players. While I had no problem finding a full server to play on, full servers do appear to be a bit few and far between, with essentially one playable server per game mode. I, for one, look down on those who measure a game's success by the number of people who play it. As for any artwork, the quality is found not in the commercial success of a project, but in how an audience connects with it. And for those that this game does connect with, positivity seems to be what they walk away with. That being said, a multiplayer game with no players is not a game. So the fact that this is now available on console with full crossplay is a brave new step that I'm sure the developers hope will breathe fresh life into the project. At its core, Holdfast Nations at War is a disturbingly bizarre, yet strangely compelling work of multiplayer art. It bridges the vast historical gap between the disciplined, line-based musket battles of the Napoleonic Wars and the harrowing, trench-bound chaos of World War I, somehow managing to do justice and also injustice to both. It simultaneously honours the grim realities of history while completely undermining them with community-driven absurdity. It's clear that the essence of Holdfast lies not in polished gameplay, perfect history or advanced tactics, but in its players.
Oh no, what's happening?
Great!
Stand the ground, stand the ground!
And with its ambitious move onto consoles, there's fresh hope for a breath of new life into this beautifully chaotic experience. It's certainly not perfect, and it's definitely not for everyone, but not to worry, because the best art never is. My name is Slorgs, thank you for coming on this journey with me. This has been The Game Within the Frame. Let me know what you thought about the game and the video format. If you want to support the channel, drop a like, subscribe, and consider checking out the Patreon. Thanks to the esteemed Patreon gang, your support continues to amaze me. And other than that, why not watch some more slorgs?
That was not a good spawn.
Sit. Ah, this is nice.
Just keep fighting, lads. You're doing a great job.